Hey, my people, what a guan. Welcome to TDI TV. My name is the Dirty Immigrant. And about a week ago, I was walking home from a friend's house. And something happened to me that just got me thinking a lot. I was walking down the street. It was about 9:30, 10. Kind of quiet Sunday evening. When a police car pulled up behind me speeding, got about half a block down from me, stopped, and just sat there. You know what I mean? So I kept walking, you know, and I noticed him looking at me. So I pulled up my phone and I flicked it on like I was going to record, and he just took off. And I didn't think anything about it. And I kind of shrugged it off and think, whatever is whatever. He could do what he want. But I've been thinking the last week, you know what I mean? There seemed to be a lot of hate and mistrust for policemen. Recently. I mean, it's always been there, but it seemed to be amplified a little bit with certain events like the Ferguson incident, the New York incident, and there's a heightened mistrust of policemen. Now, I'm gonna give you why I don't trust the police. I don't hate them. I just don't trust them. Uh, but before I even go into, I'm gonna give you two instances that caused me to become wary of police officers. Uh, I want to start off with a good story. I was living in Nashville at the time, and I was walking home from where I was employed at the time, and a policeman stopped and gave me a ride home. You know what I mean? Serving the people, which is kind of cool, which is what I kind of expect of policemen. Now, before anybody say, oh, you hate police, you don't like police, that's not the point. I was raised around policemen. My grandfather was an inspector of police on the island where I'm from. My father was a sergeant of police. Uh, some friends became police officers. Uh, Other family members were sergeants and corporals and constables in the police force there. So I don't have a problem with policemen at all. Now, in this very building where I sit here, my apartment, I've been living here for a while. And when I first rented this place, I walked down the stairs here and I was going to the university to do something at the library. And as I walked out of my front door, which is down to my right here, as I walk out there, I heard some laughing behind me. So I turned around to see what was going on. And there were some Asian students there. I was like, okay, whatever, they're having fun. I kept walking. Now, to the right of here, there's a parking lot and then the bus station. I took about 7 steps to the parking lot, and as I get to the edge of the sidewalk, this police car just came up and stopped, almost hitting me right there. And this is how the gentleman approached me. Hey, you, come here. So politely I said, what's wrong, officer? And he said, I'm looking for a black man. That's what he said. Now, at the time, I didn't have my dreadlocks long as it used to be. I was growing it back, so I had a pretty decent afro going on. And mind you, I'm 7 foot 1 inch tall. So when he said, I'm looking for a black man, I asked him, hey, was the description of this black man 7 foot 1 with an afro? Because I know there ain't no other 7 foot 1 tall black man in this little town here. You know what I mean? So he looked at me and he seemed puzzled at first, and he said, well, actually, I stopped you because I saw you look back and I thought you needed help. Really? Then why did you say from the get-go that you're looking for a black man? That's incident number one. Incident number two is I was walking on campus of the university and I graduated from there. I'm always there. I do a radio show on there. I volunteer to do a radio show on there. I've been doing it now for the last, 16 years? But this was about 4 years or 5 years ago this happened. So I was they didn't know who I was. I'm walking across campus. I was coming from the gym, actually, coming home. And all of a sudden, this bicycle cop swerves up in front of me. stops me. And this was a black cop too. His first statement is, "We're looking for a black man." And that was one of the times when I didn't have any hair on my head. I was pretty much shaved, not shaved off all my dreadlocks. And he said, "We're looking for a black man." So once again, I said, "Was he 7 feet tall?" And the policeman, excuse me, looks at me and goes, "No, well, we just had some trouble, and the person described it as a black man, so I'm stopping black men." Then he said, "Where is your dreadlocks?" So he knew who I was. And yet he stopped me and told me he's looking for a black man. Really. You know what I mean? So incidences like this makes me wary of them. If I'm walking the street and I see a police car, I get wary. It's like, are they going to stop me and just question me for no reason? What is going to happen here? I don't trust them. I don't trust them to protect me. I trust that they may attack me. You know what I mean? Now, having said that, and illustrating what I just did, and the black thing come up, let me also point out that I live on a place here where I see all kinds of people: black people, white people, Asian people. They don't just stop black people. No. From my observation, if you poor, you get stopped. Period. Because I've seen them stop rednecks out there for no reason. I've seen them smack them around on the street out here before. You know what I mean? So, here's what I believe is causing the mistrust. Number one, they lied to you. Because that first cop that stopped me lied and said they were looking for a black man. He wasn't looking for anybody. He just wanted to stop me because I was walking the street. What else could there be? They weren't looking for anybody. Otherwise, if they were looking for anybody, he wouldn't have ended it by saying that he was making sure I was okay. I'm 7'1". Of course I'm okay. Ain't nobody gonna mess with me on the street. Number two, it's like they always try to entrap you. They ask you the same questions over and over again. I call it middle school psychology. You know what I mean? So whenever you get stopped, it's an interrogation. It's not a fact-finding mission or anything like that per se. It's an interrogation. He's trying to trip you up. So in essence, what they're doing is being dishonest to get to what they want. I thought when I was growing up, cops were honest. They'll ask you straight up. You could, questions pretty straight up. They won't try to trick you. That's why a lot of innocent people get arrested too. You know what I mean? But because people get nervous when the cops stop them. Why? Because the cops, okay, here's the thing. I think the problem is, I believe that the cops see everybody as criminals and you're guilty until proven innocent. They step to you like you're a criminal. They don't step to you like you're an ordinary person and they want to ask you a few questions. They step to you like you're a criminal, period. Now, why I think that is because, listen, we hire cops to fight crime. We don't hire cops to keep the peace. So the good people are getting suspected of crimes because they're fighting crime. They're not trying to keep the peace. That's how they need to start hiring police officers. People who wants to keep the peace, not people who wants to fight crime. You use a negative word there and everything turns out negative after that. It seems this person, I've never been to a police station, never been in a fight in these streets, don't go to clubs, don't drink. And I'm 7'1", walking around this town since 1988. But yet, I get stopped. I've walked on the street before, and there is drunk 18-year-olds running around, frat boys, but they have on the polo t-shirt and the khaki pants and stuff. I'm usually wearing like my colors, green, gold, black, and red. I get accosted, because it is accosted. And I would really like to get to the point to where I could trust them again. Because I don't, straight up. And I know a lot of people don't. So maybe when hiring for police officers, people should keep that in mind. Hire people who wants to keep the peace. They're also busy trying to fight crime that the peaceful people are getting tossed in with everybody else. And most people are peaceful people. You know what I mean? They act like if crime is the prevalent thing that happens in the world or in this country. It's not. Most people are peaceful people. They go through the daily life. They work from Monday through Friday or whatever schedule they have, and they go home. They just want to be peaceful. So that's just my observation of the situation. Cops need to stop treating everybody like criminals. Because every time I get stopped by a cop, with the exception of that one instance in Tennessee, I felt like a criminal. I felt like I'm being interrogated. And that doesn't feel good for someone who doesn't break the law, who's never been to the police station, not even to bail somebody out. Let me put it to you this way, and I'm going to end on that note. I stay away from criminals as much as I stay away from cops. I don't feel safe being around either of them. And I'm going to just leave it at that. So, go ahead and subscribe. Not prescribe. Don't going to pick me up for any drugs and things. But go ahead and subscribe, like, favor, share if you want to, and comment in the bottom. Tell me how you feel about that. Tell me if you feel like a criminal when you get stopped, like you're doing something wrong. Like you are made to feel like you're doing something wrong. So, thank you for tuning into another episode of TDI TV. I am the Dirty Immigrant. Look out for my next post. Remember, always walk in peace. Why?